Today we are in Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon, like you prefer to call it. Vietnam is a country where cocoa has a complicated story in the last century and in the beginning of this one. French, Russians, and now some big companies have started production of cocoa. This time we meet a Belgian chocolate maker that brings his chocolate in a lot of places of the world. But at the same time, he is starting to teach to local people of his city how is good the bean to bar chocolate. Hello guys, or good morning Vietnam we could say. Yes, because this time we are in Vietnam, in the old Saigon, now Ho Chi Minh City, where we have a special guest that makes a great chocolate. His name is Marc Van Borren, like in other place that we have just seen of the Far East. We have European people that go where the cocoa grow and they make a great chocolate. Hello Marc, how are you?
Hi Umberto, hi Giuseppe.
Hi,
I'm
Mark.
fine, thanks. Thanks.
All is okay?
Perfect, perfect.
Okay, so normally we ask to our guests to introduce themselves. So we have to do the same with you. You have had different lives, and in the last one you have been a great chocolate maker. That someone could just know this. So please tell us about you.
Yeah, I'm Marc Van Borren, founder of the Belvie Chocolate in Saigon, Vietnam. I'm Belgian, but lived always in foreign countries. I'm born in RDC in Congo, grew up, and then just went a few years to Belgium for university, and then went back to Congo to do different business there in mining equipment, in exchange office, in yeah, kind of banking and import export, and until 2005. Then I went to Dubai, and there I started also in the trading in mining equipment, heavy road construction equipment, and yeah, and then for holiday I went to, at the end I went 2-3 times to Vietnam, and let's say there it started my Vietnam story.
You fall in love with Vietnam.
Yes, yes, it's a beautiful country,
Yeah.
very diversified, very long, not large, but very long country with yes, so many different places. Really, it's amazing people. And yes, I traveled along Vietnam, and I came in contact with cacao planters, and as chocolate addicted. And in Dubai, I couldn't find really chocolate, good chocolate. I found a few bars of pralus,
Yeah, yeah.
and that was all. All the rest was really industrial, very bad chocolate. So I say, oh, here is chocolate, and then okay, more and more interested, and yeah, and so it started. Let's say my chocolate story.
Yeah, for your culture, you are from Belgium. It is not so difficult, no, to to appreciate a good chocolate.
Yeah, we are born in the chocolate.
And how did you decide to stay in Ho Chi Minh City? Why Ho Chi Minh City? And why you did start with the bean to bar chocolate?
Ho Chi Minh City because sorry, it's in the center of the regions where cacao is growing.
Okay.
In Vietnam. We have cacao growing in the south of Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, in the Mekong Delta, and we have more in the north, in the Central Highlands, in the Lam Dong, Dong Nai, Dak Lak province. So Ho Chi Minh is a little bit in the center of these regions. So for the logistics and all, and also for export, I was thinking export, and so you need to be close to an airport, because yeah, we have the problem of the the hot weather here, so transport is a problem. So we need to be close to the airport for export. So
Yeah.
I decided to be to settle in Saigon.
About Vietnam, tell us a little history of cocoa in Vietnam. So we have had 100 years ago the French colonization, then the Russian, then till the last 10 years, 15 years, that a lot of people started to work with the cocoa. So tell us about Vietnam.
Exactly. In the 19th century, some French Catholic missionaries planted some cacao, but there is not that much history. We don't know a lot about this. We only have one written decree in 1908, where the government stops all aid to the cacao plantations, and from that time it went down, and we don't hear anymore from cacao in Vietnam until the end of the Vietnam War. The Russians took the over, and they wanted some chocolate, so they started planting cacao trees, and it was all the chocolate was the cacao was exported to Russia. And in 1990, with the fall of the URSS, there was no market anymore for the Vietnamese cacao, so completely disappeared again. And this was until mid 2005 or some 2005, 2006, when Cargill and a few other big companies came and saw an opportunity to make cacao in Vietnam. Yeah. The climate is okay, so all the conditions are there. And so they started forming the farmers and in the plantations, and planted a lot of cacao trees. They learned them how to ferment. So they did some good job, let's say. Sure. But in 2010, when the trees were mature and giving the good fruits, they didn't pay enough to the farmers so the farmers are not happy, and they cut nearly half of the trees. So from a production of 10,000 tons at that time, we fell down to 5, then 4, 3, and now we are at still very low at about 2,000 tons per year cacao beans. So it's very low. It's a very small quantity in the world, I mean. But the Cargill and the university, they developed very good Trinitario varieties. 12, they developed about 100 different, but 12 are really very good. And it's still these trees who are growing in Vietnam now. It's all Trinitario, and all from these 12 different kind of Trinitario.
Okay. How is arranged the cocoa farm? I mean, there are big farmers or are small ones before the cocoa beans come to your laboratory. How is the logistic? I mean, you can go directly to any farmer, get your beans.
We go directly to the farm. We only work directly with farmers, and always the same, because we make a terroir chocolate. So we work only with these farms from that terroir, but mostly in Vietnam, very small farms, plantations, 1 2 hectares is already a very big plantation. So, and smaller than one. So mostly how it works, it's the biggest farmer in the village, or yeah, let's say, he do the fermentation. So all the neighbors come with their pots, and they make, it's not a cooperative, but it's, yeah, nearly like a cooperative. And then you have a few big cooperatives who recalled from 400-500 different farmers. And beside that, you have also a few collectors, like Puratos is one of them. They collect a little bit everywhere, and they do their own fermentation and drying process. But this is for their own own beans and exporting. We don't buy from Puratos, for example, and we don't even buy from cooperative, because we want to have a complete control. In a cooperative, we cannot get that. Maybe 90% of the farmers, or even more, are working very well, but if 10% are doing a bad job, everything is mixed, and so
You cannot control the quality.
good quality. So we work only directly with the farmer, and even I go there to check during the fermentation and all, during the grow of the trees, and with my pickup I go there and I pick up the beans. Let's say it's really direct. There is no middleman, nothing between us.
You know them and they know you, so the relationship is very close, and this is also good for your product, because you have always the same standard, and you can also suggest to them what is wrong, where they have to be care.
Can go better, and also we each time we go, we bring some chocolates that we made with their beans. So and then when we get an award, for example, in London, in the Academy of Chocolate, we got a lot of awards. We each time bring some chocolate, and everybody is happy. I mean, it's a nice working together.
Do you take part, sorry, Mark, do you take part in fermentation in that process, or is something that you trust completely the farmer?
We told them how to do it.
Okay.
And okay, we trust them. Yeah, we check, of course, and but yeah, they do as what we ask them to do.
Okay.
So we don't really do the fermentation, but we are involved in it.
Now we would like to talk about your production. How do you make your chocolate, and what are the peculiarity of your product, and of the Viet chocolate that you make?
So we make our chocolate still all the way. Let's say when the dried beans come from the farm, okay, we sort them again. We sort them to make two sides, to remove the bad beans, the flat and the broken and all this. Then we sort them by two sides for the roasting. So we roast in. We have two different protocols for bigger beans or smaller beans, and yeah, then we have the cracking and the winnowing. The refining is with mélangeurs. Refining and conching, we still do it with mélangeurs. We hope we can pass to higher technology a little later, but I think we are still around 5-6 ton, and it's a little too small, I think, to go for ball mills or universal punch or things like this. So for the moment, we still do with the mélangeurs, and okay, we have not bad results, I think. And then, of course, we age our chocolate. After the refining and the refining conching, we store them for 2-3 months before melting and tempering again.
Okay.
Yeah. But do you see difference to keep there for a few months the chocolate? Tell us about it. I'm curious.
Yes, there is some difference, and we feel some astringency that can remain. Uh, is the astringency is lower and things like this, and some there is a it's more smoother. It's
Yeah. There are different flavors that comes out also after aging. Yeah. Yeah.
it's the same when you temper chocolate, when you mold the chocolate, let's say, and you crystallize and you eat the chocolate immediately, or you eat that chocolate 2 days later. It's
Yeah.
different.
It's different. Yeah. It's like wine.
Exactly. We are
Sure.
making, really, I'm making chocolate, I'm thinking wine.
Yeah.
Always. It's a wine.
Talking about the Vietnam as a local market, so as a consumer, okay, they are used to which kind of taste? Do they appreciate your bean to bar chocolate? How do you educate if you need to educate them?
Of course, it's very difficult in the beginning because they were not used to these fine chocolates and so they were used to very sweet and industrial chocolate, and even not very used to chocolate. Uh, uh, Vietnam is not really a chocolate consuming country. I mean, 5 years ago. But we came there and we told them that the difference between the industrial chocolate and the chocolate we are making, as I told you, with the wine, exactly the same thing. We take a lot of time to explain the people, and when the people come to our shop, for example, they can taste everything, and then we explain them it's coming from there. And for example, this is from the Mekong Delta. There you have an alluvial soil with the water is a little bit salty, but the water is there the whole year. This is coming from the Central Highlands. They have 2 seasons. The soil is volcanic. So we make them very interested in this, and then that's what they want. The people want this, and then also we are playing a lot on the health of the chocolate, the healthy size of chocolate. This, let's say, the bean to bar chocolate, not
On the commercial.
the industrial, not the commercial chocolate. And okay, the people are trusting it, and it works. It works.
And do you sell also abroad? Where and which kind of channel do you use to improve your export?
To USA, UK, Canada, France, Hong Kong, Singapore. We had export to New Zealand, Australia, Thailand, also a very good customer. And other countries. So yeah, we how we find the ways is, of course, was by exhibitions. We went to exhibitions, and Paris, Amsterdam, and so. Of course, now this is all finished.
Yeah.
So it's a little more difficult because we have an advantage. We are close to the plantations. We have all. We can, in a small region, we can make 10 different chocolates on a region from 10 kilometers because we have all these different terroirs. But we are far from the market, the real market. So the people in Europe, in US, okay, they have the market, but they have a little more difficult to get the right beans and so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about the difference between chocolate made from industry and from artisan like you. According to you, what is the difference with the marketing with the face that the chocolate has with the customers. Tell us about it. We have just seen something about, for example, Puratos, that they are using chocolate, cocoa from a different place, and this is not a problem for them. But tell us your thoughts about it.
Yes. Okay, industrial chocolate is industry, and now they are using the methods that they are making the stories that the bean to bars are making to sell their industrial chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay, Puratos is some with Grand Place, and so it's something. It's not really big industrial. It's something between the two. So okay, but yeah, our chocolate is based on really the sort of bean, the terroir, the fermentation, the roasting, and the grinding and conching. So we are playing with all these elements. I think in industrial chocolate, they just mix the whole thing from everywhere and they make one chocolate. They make like a French wine, but they are not making Côte Rôtie, Gervais, Chateau Latour, or something like this. They are just making chocolate. We are making fine chocolate. I mean, very terroir, and I think that's the future. That's the future of for the chocolate. Anyway.
Yeah.
I have a problem with some. I'm feeling bean to bar. A lot of people now in the bean to bar. Okay, they are making with special beans and okay, but then they add a lot of flavors in the chocolate.
Yeah.
And inclusions, and so I mean we are. I don't see, for example, Chateau Iten putting I don't know what in there.
Strawberry, spice.
I think we still have. I think we have to go a little bit back again and to go to these terroir chocolates.
And probably this is the reason why the most known kind of chocolate that the bean to bar chocolate maker makes is the bar, because it's the simplest, because you just keep the cocoa. Have you ever thought to make also other kind of product? I don't know, dragée or pralines. Do you planning to do that?
Of course, we make pralines here, pralines and truffles. We also make orangettes, for example, dipped orange peels, and so all these kind of we make also here, and yeah, it works.
There is any particular food in Vietnam that you can find only in Vietnam that you think it would be a good chance to mix with chocolate and to create new products?
For the moment, I'm making trials with Sasha Inchi. I don't know if you know this. Very, very healthy. It's not a nut. It's a kind of bean, but very healthy. It's about 50% of oil. Also, omega. All the omegas that you want are in that food. It's a superfood, and the taste is a little bit like peanuts. And I'm making some trials with this. And also what I want to develop now is more going to single beans chocolate. We have already a few single bean bars. And as again, with the wine in my head, I want to make the assemblages myself. So putting from the same terroir, but putting 60% of that kind of TD5, for example, and 10% of TD9, and controlling the blend myself.
I see.
Yeah, I think that's also a path that we can go in the future.
Yeah. You mentioned before that when you arrive in Vietnam, the average consumer was used to something not like chocolate. I mean, probably compound or maybe cocoa drinks or things like that. Can you tell us over the last, I mean, the beginning, how did it change? How was developed the taste of the consumer?
Yeah, they are still still the mass chocolate is still the industrial chocolate, but there is a niche we are changing, and because also, of course, the bean to bar is more expensive, so you need yeah, higher revenues. But the revenue in Vietnam is coming up, and we have more and more people going to the bean to bar chocolate, and less to the imported chocolate. That's what we are fighting again also a little bit, because we want to produce here in Vietnam a very high quality with the local products, so a very short circuit. I mean, why should we send our beans, our good beans, fine, because Vietnam beans are fine chocolate, to Europe to make the chocolate there, and then to re-import it at a very high price. So we want to go the direct way. I don't know how you can call
Yeah.
this.
Back to Vietnam market. You are there for a long time, and do you see some difference, some different attention that the Vietnamese people has with the chocolate that you make? They came from compound, they came from drinks of cocoa. So how do you see? Do you see some differences, or it is very long to explain them the peculiarity of fine chocolate?
There is still a long way to go.
Yeah.
Not only in Vietnam, I mean, even in Europe, and so I see in Belgium. Okay, we have a few chocolate, nice chocolate makers, but most of the chocolate is industrial chocolate with salt and eaten there. So there is still a long way to go, but okay, we
we we are sure. Mark, we have quite finished, and like always, I ask to you the question that we do to our guests. How do you see Belvie chocolate in the future, and how do you see the within 10 years the bean to bar movement in the world?
Yeah, I think the bean to bar will grow. Will grow. I'm sure we will be around 25-30% of the chocolate. The price will go down for sure. Also, that's not a good thing, because if the price go down for the consumers, that's fine for the consumer, but means finally the planter, the farmer will get less also. So that's because now we will. I will still stay in this in the production of fine chocolate. I mean, as I told you, the fine wine, the Grand Crus. We will continue in this direction. We will not go in a lot of flavors and added flavors and these things. I want to keep it in a very pure product, but making some assemblage with single beans and that way more than.
So the cacao must win.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mark.
Thank you, Mark, for your time. It has been a big pleasure to see you again, and we hope that after this pandemic we could
meet again.
Yeah. Maybe
in some exhibition.
I will come back to you again to visit you for sure.
Just before the COVID breakout, I was in Belgium, and I planned to come to see you.
To see.
But I had to go to Vietnam, otherwise I couldn't enter anymore in Vietnam, so
Wow.
I couldn't come to see you at the factory.
Okay.
But
We hope.
soon we will see us again, for sure.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
the best,
Bye.
and stay
Bye-bye.
safe there in Italy.
Bye bye.
You too.
Bye bye. Bye.